I'm back. I thought she was trying to get me. Okay, y'all, he gone. Y'all niggas back up. But yeah, y'all probably got most of the class. I don't think it's suspicious. But yeah, it's 2:43, so I got 10 minutes left. Well, wait, a couple minutes left until I'm ready to go. Y'all just I should break. This shit pissed me off last night. Y'all right there. Y'all can see me break this thing. I ain't gonna break it. I ain't gonna break it, but I'm gonna come back to class and after it's on game.
It's an invitation, right? Come with me. If you just glance at social media, I mean, everyone was spellbound. And that doesn't fall along political, junkie, non-political. I mean, it was like a sporting event. It was unbelievable live television for everybody watching. And there's a lot of important stuff that happens at conventions, and Lawrence is making important points about the road not taken and how much better this is. But at the end of the day, this point in general, they're trying to invite people into your side. And what they projected to the entire viewing public, and frankly the world, is a massive, entertaining, inclusive, alienating no one invitation to everyone to come on board. It's a vital strategic step. We're just going to go back to the stage right now in Chicago, if we can. Again, left side of your screen, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I'm sorry. So on the left side of your screen, we're seeing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz at their event in Milwaukee. We're expecting, in a moment, we're going to hear the first major speech of the night from Chuck Schumer. Before we bring on Chuck Schumer, can we go to Alex in Chicago? We have Alex out there in Jersey. Happy both. Charles, for me, quinceañera, bar mitzvah, wedding, 50th wedding anniversary all together, and I want that DJ book for all of them. In the room, what would you like? DJ Cassidy is the DJ. Rachel and Sherman are available for your next quinceañera. It was a vibe. Just to quote what we've been talking about, you are the vibes correspondent. Yeah. It was a vibe. I mean, first of all, the room was my favorite thing. I'm just going to be super nerdy about it. It's also my favorite thing about conventions because you get to see each stage like special character and like their special costumes and their special things. This was added. There's Chuck Schumer coming out and dancing out. Look at him. He's having a good time. Chuck Schumer. Get his groove on. Let's go to Chuck Schumer. 36 to 41%.
At Vistaprint, we print all the signs that help your small business stand out. We print tabletops that get your brand seen up close, and retractable banners that stop everyone at their tracks. We print A-frames that bring in business, posters that show them what you're all about, and vinyl banners that let everyone know you arrived. No matter what you need, we print all the signs that you can put here. You stand out. We print it. Get 20% off signs and banners at Vistaprint.com.
I'm hella bored. I don't know what to do right now. I feel like crashing, but I ain't just like that dude crashing out videos. It's funny, I know J Man's video. Y'all can watch this video, my other video, opportunity.
Good afternoon, CHS. This is Mr. Hill. August 26th, we will have a meeting for the seniors who are interested in running for office in room 204. That is Mr. Shrum's room. One more time, that is Monday, August the 26th. We'll be meeting in Mr. Shrum's room to hand out application packets for senior class officers. Hope to see you there.
I ain't going.
office when they look at you hard.
I know I ain't
Get
going.
game stats to fully understand your opponents. And finally, my
Yo,
favorite
I'm
part of the
just
post-game stuff,
vibing.
which includes your performance telling you what
I'm
you
gonna
did
be
right
just
and wrong.
chilling for now.
In comparison
When
to show
I'm
you how
here.
you played against your
When
main or
they
role
apply,
opponent,
I'm
which
about
I
to
think is
go
very cool
to the
because
bus
it
stop
literally
and
shows
leave
you
out
if
there.
it was a gas. And of course, the extended scoreboard so that you can
I
see
hate
all
to
you
talk
need
to
to
it,
know
I'm
about
about
the
to
game
bounce.
you just won. So what are you waiting for? Download Face Check right now.
I'm just telling y'all to stay tuned.
20 years after a Democratic National Convention speech that launched his career in national politics, now speaking as the 44th President of the United States, a final speech tonight from former President Barack Obama.
Say so. I can say I can post this on my story.
Excuse me, from the second gentleman.
Tell me what this nigga try to
winning
date
the
me.
Relatability Olympics.
This nigga said, let me see your dick. I said, what the fuck?
Story of his relationship with Kamala Harris. They celebrate their 10th wedding
Man, I was
anniversary
gonna bet him in this shit, but
this
I know
week.
he a
In
little
fact,
nigga.
on
Ain't gonna do
Thursday
that
night,
cause
the night that she will
like.
accept formally
But,
the
nah, ain't gonna do it.
nomination of
Nigga like that. He
Democratic
ain't
Party
gay.
for President of the
I
United
don't
States.
fight gay people.
His speech followed immediately by a
Took my
speech from
tattoo.
Michelle Obama that I have to say is one of the
Oh, God.
best convention speeches I've ever seen by
But
anybody in
yeah,
any
I'm back.
circumstance.
I'm just doing
Not
that
just
for my
because she's good at
Instagram
giving a
story.
speech, but
I
because
put
it
my
was
Instagram story.
subtle and deep
I can call it
and
click on my Instagram
thought-provoking and
story.
surprising. She did make a parallel point that her husband made as well in his speech about how this is going to be a close election and how there are
I'm about
practical
to
things that need
bounce.
to be done. But her speech, speaking from a place,
Well, yeah.
both a practical and very heartfelt place about what
I
it
did
is
a
to be a
little, I did a
person
little
of
for
politics,
y'all.
what
I
it
might
is to
do
be a
video
person
might
of
be like
politics.
15 minutes long
When
because
you
I'm
feel
like
like
this.
you've got the momentum,
Make sure
but
I do
also when
anything
that
for y'all.
momentum's gone.
I told him
And
to do
when
this
there's
video so I
despair
could
at the
do
prospect
it.
of
But
making mistakes
yep.
and what people need to do to
Take
shore
care.
you up in that moment. Very unusual, I think perfectly delivered and just a stunning speech. By saying, I'm feeling fired up, I'm feeling ready to go, even if I am the only person stupid enough to speak right after Michelle Obama. He then gave a great speech that began with a long, detailed ode to his vice president, Joe Biden, calling that decision to choose Biden as his running mate one of the best decisions he ever made, and then going on in detail about the accomplishments of Biden's own presidency before moving on to talk about not just the necessity of electing Kamala Harris, but again, a subtle, deep, original, interesting take on the things that divide us as Americans, not just politically, but culturally. Talking about our atomized existences in the culture that we have right now, and how the enthusiasm around this campaign right now can be one of the ways that we can feel confident that we can come together in common purpose. Deep, interesting speeches from both Mr. and Mrs. Obama, and something original and great and moving from Doug Emhoff.
Yeah, I was almost kind of.
Yeah, I feel like I know Doug Emhoff. He's actually kind of a neighbor of mine in Los Angeles. I see him at the coffee joint once in a while with his little Secret Service detail following him. But I learned more about him in a speech, and I can't say that about anyone else I actually know who gives speeches. I just learned more about him in that speech than anything I've picked up over the years of listening to him privately. In such a unique spot. First person in history to be in this spot. First man.
Yeah.
Second gentleman, I enjoy being first gentleman, no doubt. And what he has made of that role is a model. By the way, it's a model for spouses of people in power. He was a high-powered member of a law firm, global law firm, working in the entertainment side. Absolutely no conceivable intersection with government. He quit that job and every penny of that income to take a teaching job because he didn't want the slightest possible interpretation of conflict of interest because he was with a law firm that might, in some other office of that law firm, cross into a government situation that could be given a conflict of interest. I only wish that other spouses in these situations, male and female spouses, do this. We have a wife of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court who still works for major law firms in America, taking millions upon millions of dollars a year from major law firms in America, while her husband serves as Chief Justice. So Doug Emhoff is the great example of that. Obama's speech didn't need to carry any of the governing specifics that Barack Obama's speech had to carry. So his got to be shorter, it got to go straight to the heart of the mind, it got to insist to every voter that you need every vote, that you can't quibble over some slight difference you might have with this candidate. If you find this candidate to be imperfect, but fundamentally on your side, she called it foolishness to even hesitate about supporting really this candidate.
And actually, talking about the time is short, what needs to be done now.
And then Barack Obama, who doesn't have the most difficult job in politics, which is following Michelle Obama, said, there's nothing harder to do. It's the way we met. We met him 20 years ago in exactly this context on a convention stage in Boston, and he has been the star of every convention stage since his great every time. He's a way to be great. And the last time you saw him be great doing But then when they do these lines where it had nothing to do with Trump, it seems, except you can't get Trump out of your mind. When Barack Obama says, our fellow citizens deserve the same grace we hope they'll extend to us when we have disagreements. Every previous Republican nominee of my life was capable of saying that sentence in a speech, reading it, if someone
that's one of my clues.
Donald Trump's the only person that when you see those words, you understand he doesn't know what they mean. He couldn't say them. He doesn't know what they mean. Talking about the joy that his mother-in-law had just being at the kitchen table with family. Donald Trump doesn't know what that means. And all those lines that were about the moral of Barack Obama, which we all appreciate. Every one of those lines is alien to everything about him.
I want to have our colleagues in Chicago join us, Joy and Alex, where they're watching on site and in situ. Tell us what you guys thought. Those were three sort of final speeches that were crescendoed toward the final three, each of which I thought was pretty great. How did it feel in the room?
That's crazy.
I gotta say, I want to talk about Barack Obama first, just because I was really struck. You've talked a lot about as he was the hero of the national radar. I think you mentioned. It really felt like just what we heard from him tonight was kind of, if there's a diptych of the classic Obama speech. This is the second half of the speech from a man who talked most famously about there is no America, there is no America, there is the United States of America.
My video got removed. I could never drop it, so I just dropped this one. I'm gonna end the video at 15 o'clock,
And it's clear that he's been thinking a lot about what kind of America they are.
Obviously,
And
20
I am
o'clock,
sure
20
that
minutes.
the Trump years were very difficult for him, not just as a president, but as a person who fundamentally believes in the goodness and the hope and the optimism that is part of the American project. And it really felt to me, watching him and listening to him tonight, that he looks at the Harris candidacy and the potential presidency as an affirmation of everything he believes America is about. And there's this line at the end of his remarks where he says, I believe that's what we yearn for, a return to an America where we work together and look out for each other, a restoration of what Lincoln called a real civil war, our bonds of affection. We have thought of this country as hopelessly divided, and I think Obama recognizes it as divided, which is why he talks about it as the civil war, because he still believes
14
that our
minutes.
still exists, and that Kamala Harris and her candidacy and her ascension is a manifestation of that. I thought it was a deeply thoughtful speech at a really critical time, not just for Democrats, but for Americans who have questioned who we are and where we're coming from.
I will be in this in 4 minutes.
Alex, and I just think, just to take a sort of meta view
I
of what you're
should
saying,
say that video and Jay disrespect and Jay call. But yeah, I might hear that for a little bit because I'm just don't stand.
for deeply reasoned meanings as a self-argument and not itself as a statement. I appreciate that
for every Democrat in the country, but not necessarily just for Democrats. I did a quick Google and I was listening to one of our great orators, Obama, give his speech. And according to the great Larry Sabino, when they crunch these numbers, some 8.5 million people who voted for Barack Obama turned around and voted for Donald Trump. And so Barack Obama has an ability to cross probably the greatest divide in American politics between Democrats and Republicans, because some of those Trump Republicans were Barack Obama voters.
I want to know how many people voted.
There are Obama voters who exist. And so he's still as divisive as his presidency was, in the sense that people decided to go to war against it, to go to war against him, to trash and go to war against the First Lady, Michelle Obama. He's still uniquely sits in a place. And part of
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alright, guys, well,
Last time I seen you was some bad deal. You used to be tripping even more.
we need, hey, Brian.
You and Greg used to be tripping even more. Boy, y'all used to be tripping.
I remember going to school.
What?
I said, I don't remember going to school.
Man, we was going to fuck rain.